Okay, it's time to leave the safety of my computer here. I've been inside for 4 days now because of the pandemic here in China. So now I've got to head out here. The door has become kind of an enemy. So I'm going to head out there and see what it's like. Okay, I've been putting this off. I've got to go out. This is inside the virus, inside the epidemic or the pandemic. I've got this little mask and my nose is exposed. This is just a flimsy little thing. This is just more or less to make people feel comfortable with me, because if I don't wear this mask, I'm afraid here in China that people are going to be angry, because this is really serious here. I hear lots of things on YouTube and stuff, but this is serious. And to kind of add to it, it's been raining for like 5 days, pretty much nonstop. So I couldn't really go out too much anyway. Every time this mask has got lots of holes in it, probably wouldn't keep out a drunken cold germ, let alone a serious virus. But I've got to go out today for supplies. I got to take my garbage out. I got to get bottled water. Got to get food. And I got to go to a foreign market. And I got to put some money into my bank account so that I can get my VPN, because my VPN is the only way, my virtual proxy network is the only way I can get information from outside of China. So I got to put some money in the bank to do that. So I've got to go out today. Now I've got no gloves, I've got my jacket, and I got this flimsy little mask. I'm going to try and find some 3M masks, which supposedly work better. Every time I breathe in this one, it fogs up my glasses too. And I've got my phones, so I can call a taxi in China, use this Didi application. But all the things you've heard and all the things that people are saying on the internet are, a lot of it is true. I'm here in pretty much every Chinese city, not just Wuhan. Like Beijing and I think Shanghai now, almost every Chinese city is in lockdown. It's not just Wuhan now. So I got to go out with this little flimsy mask. I'm going to try and go to a pharmacy and try to do all this with minimal contact with other people. And that's pretty hard in China. But I think there's not many people out walking around at all. People are really scared. This is not a simple situation at all. And I really don't know. I'm hoping for the best, but I have a feeling this is, I don't know what's going to happen. Anyway, I'm just delaying. I got to take my stuff out. I'll try and show you some of the things if I can. I'm not sure if they're going to let me film too much. So, they're trying to sanitize it a bit. And, it's not a clean situation. Let's say that. I'll say that much right away. I was supposed to go back to work in 2 days. I can't. The government just issued an edict that said nobody can go back to work for at least 9 days here. This is in the Shanghai, Suzhou area, which is in Jiangsu province. That's where I'm at, which is not terribly far from Wuhan. Anyway, I got to go out. I got 2 phones, actually, in case one goes down on me. But I've got to go do this banking. I got to go to a food market. Then we got to see how this whole thing goes. I'll try and film as much as I can if I don't get stopped, and hopefully everything will go well. Okay, here we are, heading out the door. I got to take my garbage out today. This is the 24th floor, so say goodbye to my apartment. So I'll try and film as much of this as I can. So I'm going to walk down here. You need a special key to get out. So there's the first look I've had in 4 days of what it looks like outside. Just go out here and see. There are a few cars going, but I suspect not too many. So we take our elevator. Ooh. Okay, so I'm on the 24th floor. we try and get away with as much filming as I can. And down to the first floor we go. So next is outside. These are the people at my gate. This is a gated community, so it's pretty good. In some of the cities, the buses have been stopped, but the buses are still going here, so that's pretty good. This is the building I live in, up there. I realize you're not going to be able to hear me very well, but this is kind of a primitive garbage situation here. So, I've got to go to a bank across the street over there. And there are a few cars on the road, but everybody's wearing a mask. Except that one guy smoking. So, try and document this little trip the best I can. I'm a little bit nervous. I can't put the mask over my nose because the condensation builds up on my glasses. There's a little bit more activity than I thought, although I see the banks are closed, which is kind of surprising. Over here, this is like basically a suburb of Shanghai, and there's banks everywhere. All the people putting their money in the banks, but they're all closed. Oh, one's open. The e-bank. I see the doors are open. That's a bit encouraging. I didn't really want to do this video. I don't like negative things. You know, I like to do things that are nice and uplifting. You know, things that are going to encourage people. You know, technology and cryptocurrencies. This is somewhat different. This is not in my wheelhouse. Living inside of a quarantine zone, basically. I haven't been outside for 4 days. And you can see the girl on the motorbike. This is not typical. They're all wearing masks. Everybody. And they've got the good ones. The 3M masks, which I've got to try and get today. I don't really want to touch the bank machine because that's a magnet for germs. But I got to do the banking. So nothing I can do about it. Everybody's going to know that I'm filming for this stupid virus thing. Anyway, I'm going to go in here. And this is being guarded. So here we go. So here I am in the little cubicle. Cash recycling machine. Look at that. And you got some kind of Chinese music playing. But I gotta go to the cash recycling machine. So I gotta get my bank cards. I used the wrong card. So now I gotta put in Bank of Communications card. This one. It's all in Chinese. So you get to see how the Chinese ATM machine works. It takes forever. They got a couple of people here in the background. I don't exactly know what they're talking about, but anyway. Okay, so now I press English. English again. And I type in my password, which I won't show you. And I'm going to do my balance inquiry, which I'm not going to let you see. So anyway, end insert. So enter. I put in 600 RMB, which is like $110, $120 Canadian. So on my way from this, finished putting some money into my bank account for my VPN, and now I get out of the cubicle, and there's a couple people out there. Okay, is there a pharmacy here? He doesn't understand. So I'm going to look at a pharmacy and try and get these. He said first there was. This is the bus stop. We got one guide here. This is the one-man bus stop in China. So I'm going to go up here. Those are pretty much all banks over there too. I'm actually on the wrong side of the street. Pretty much, there's a travel ban pretty much everywhere. I see the city buses are still working now. So I just got this message on my phone in Chinese and I translated it. And it says, citizens, friends, the city government is doing its best to produce, purchase, dispatch, and protect protective masks and other protective materials. The follow-up will guarantee the supply. Citizens are advised not to buy masks in an orderly and quantitative manner to reduce crowd gathering. Well, that's not correct English. Are advised not to buy masks in an orderly. Should be advised to buy masks in an orderly fashion. I guess they've got a supply. I hope I strike a place where they got them. So that message there just tells you that they're afraid of people crowding and stampeding the pharmacies. And there's a lot of pharmacies in China. They're everywhere. And they're afraid of people just going in and just grabbing and stampeding for these masks. So that lets you know a little bit of how serious the situation is. And this isn't even Wuhan. So I just talked to this woman and she said that no masks, kun shan 没有, right?
他在赶工，在做出来会有
mask 没有，
暂时没有，他会有的。
Wow. She just said, in spite of everything, that the entire city is out of masks. Wow. I don't know, this is intense. My God. Anyway, I don't really think it's much good of me looking around until I know for sure I get a supply. I'm gonna have to order them on Taobao. My girlfriend is ordering them now. So now my last thing is to go to a supermarket. There's an ambulance going. They've been going a lot recently. Makes me think that, well, makes me think a lot of things. So anyway, I'm going to get a taxi and get out of here. Okay, this is the Didi app, and I got to go to this shopping mall. So it says for the Chinese New Year, there's an extra 3% or 3 RMB bonus. So I'm going to call an express taxi. No thanks. I don't need to upgrade. So hopefully, there. Got it. It says my driver's arriving soon, so we'll see. So now I'm in the taxi, and this app is showing the progress. So he has the app, and it shows me distance is 5.1 kilometers. So, next stop, food. Gotta give up on the masks. The pharmacies don't have them. The government says they're gonna, provide a supply, but I don't know when that's gonna be. okay this.
Okay lah.
Yeah. Oh, my thumbprint. So there we are. Paid. Okay. Okay. Time for an update. I just got done shopping in here. This is like the biggest foreign market in Kunshan. And this is all my goods. I tried to get as much as I could, but they're running out of things. People are just buying everything. They're afraid of a longer period of time. There wasn't even bread here. This was the hardest shopping trip I've ever been on in my life. So now I got to get a taxi home. Wow, this is tough. All the places I look for masks are out. I got my girlfriend in another city in Shenzhen, found some on Taobao, and but I won't get them for another 5 days. This is no fun at all. This is what it's like to have a deadly virus running around. Well, I'm back from the hardest shopping trip I've ever had. And this is my room is there with one garbage bag standing guard. Home at last.